Why guys act distant suddenly. In this video, I'm going to share exactly why guys act distant and shut down and what you can do to bring him back and get your relationship back on track. It's Sabrina, your personal love advisor from the channel where we show you how love actually works. A new mode. Okay, so here's how it usually goes. You're seeing a guy, everything's going great, but all of a sudden there is a shift and he's just backing away. He's acting a little more cold, a little more distant, and you have no idea what's going on. He's still there, he's still around, but there has been a definite shift in his behavior. He just doesn't seem as excited by you. He doesn't really seem as invested in the relationship, and his behavior might be a little bit cold, sullen, moody. It's a gut-twisting feeling. You have no idea what's going on, and you desperately just want to get the relationship back on track. And you don't know how from one week to the next things went from being so great and so perfect, and all of a sudden he's just acting really weird and you really have no idea what happened to cause this. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything to you. I'm going to tell you exactly why guys act distant seemingly out of the blue and what you can do to fix things and get it back on track. So if you're ready to learn, type "I'm ready" right now in the comment section while the intro plays. Before we begin, I have a small favor to ask. If you like this channel, if you like this video, if you like any of my videos, please give me a like, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell to turn on notifications, and leave me a comment letting me know what you think and letting me know what other topics you want me to cover. Okay, so you're here because you want to know why your guy is acting distant. First, take a deep breath. Panicking about this and obsessing and stressing over it isn't going to get you anywhere. If anything, you're just going to push him further away and you're just going to drive yourself crazy. Don't let your fears run the show here. It's just not helpful to you. It doesn't serve you. It's not going to bring you closer to a solution. What you need to do here, and this doesn't just apply in this situation, this applies to all relationship issues. This applies to just life in general. It's the difference between responding versus reacting. When you react, you are just a slave to your emotions, and emotions can't be trusted. Emotions are like waves. They get really, really high and intense and then they come crashing down. You can't just ride the wave of your emotions because that's what gets you into trouble. That's what leads you to lose your temper, lose your cool, and say things that you might not necessarily mean. It's so much better to take a step back and choose your response. Choose the way you want to deal with this instead of just reflexively reacting, which can just cause more problems than it solves. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest reasons why guys act distant. Essentially, there's three main reasons why a guy will act distant all of a sudden. Number one, he's stressed about something that has nothing to do with your relationship. It's something completely outside of the relationship. Number two, you're doing something that's causing him to pull away and act distant. And number three, he's having doubts about the relationship. Okay, now we're gonna break these all down one by one and talk about the solutions. Number one, he's acting distant because he's stressed about something that has nothing to do with the relationship. Here's a very important thing to understand about men. When men are stressed or emotionally off balance, they prefer to retreat and work it out internally. Now, you've probably heard this before. I don't think this is breaking news because this is pretty, widespread understanding about men, but it's important to hear again because a lot of women have a really hard time really accepting this because our process is usually the opposite. When a woman's upset, you want to call your mom, you want to call your friends, you want to talk to your boyfriend about it, and it makes us feel better to talk to those who we're closest to. That just in and of itself, makes us feel more resolved with whatever's going on. Men are not like this. They don't want to be seen as weak or vulnerable, especially not by a woman that he cares about. He wants to be seen as manly and strong with you. So that's why he would prefer to just work things out on his own so he can come back into the relationship feeling strong and better than ever. A man's biggest fear in life is failure. And if a man feels like he's a failure in some area of his life, he just won't want to be seen by anyone, especially not the woman that he cares about. I also want to make an important point here, and this is something that's very common that a lot of women do. And it's that we always assume that we're the problem. If something goes wrong in the relationship, we take full responsibility for it and think that it's on us to fix it. So a guy suddenly acting distant and you assume, oh, I must have done something wrong. I must have done something to turn it off. Okay, now turn him off. Like, how can I fix this? What can I do? And you go into this like overdrive mode and you overcompensate and you try to, be the sweetest, most amazing girlfriend when really you were never the problem to begin with. So don't assume all responsibility for the relationship on your shoulders, because this really most likely has nothing to do with you. Now you might be wondering, okay, like, so what's going on though? Like, what's the problem? What's the issue? It could be a number of things. He could be really stressed at work. His boss could be giving him a really hard time. Maybe he screwed up an important project. Maybe he's really stressed about his finances. Maybe the debt is, piling up. Maybe he's stressed about family issues. Maybe he's feeling a lot of anxiety. It really could be a number of things. And no matter what the reason, the solution is the same. And that is to back off and give him space. Now, don't do this in a mean or punishing way. I know that you're probably hurt. Your feelings are probably hurt. You're probably confused. And maybe you are very angry at him. But you need to understand that he's not doing this. He's not doing anything to you. He's doing something for him. There's a big difference there. Just tell him, I see you're struggling right now. It seems like you're going through some stuff. I just want to let you know, I'm here if you need me, here if you want to talk. And just leave it at that. He knows where to find you if he wants to talk to you. You don't need to keep reminding him that you exist and keep asking him for hourly updates on where his head is at and if he's solved the problem yet. Emotional maturity is giving someone what they need, even if that's counter to what you want. So you want him to talk to you about whatever's going on. You want him to open up to you because that makes you feel good. It makes you feel more connected to him. But what he needs is to work through this on his own. And so you need to respect that that's what he needs and give that to him. What feels like distance and the cold shoulder to you is really just him putting his focus and energy on something else. If you can look at it through that perspective, then it feels a lot less personal. It's a lot less hurtful. And, it just doesn't make you feel so bad about yourself, like you did something and you need to fix it, because it really, again, I've said this so many times, I'll say it again, it is not about you. Just give him space, focus on yourself, and enjoy the breathing room. Enjoy having some time to just focus on you. That's actually a nice thing. That's actually a really good thing in a relationship. Okay, now let's move on to number two. Number two, he is backing off or acting distant because of something that you're doing. So what is it that you're doing? Most likely you are acting too needy. That is the number one reason why a guy will retreat and take space in a relationship, because neediness is very unattractive, obviously. But here's the thing, neediness doesn't always look the way that you think that it looks. It does not mean that you're acting like Kate Hudson in the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and you're doing all these crazy, psycho, obsessive, clingy behaviors. Neediness is really a mindset more than it is a set of behaviors. It is a mindset that says, I need you to react to me in a certain way or else I won't be okay. I need you to validate me. I need you to respond to me promptly when I text you. I need you to do certain things for me. And if you don't do these things for me, then I won't be okay. That's what neediness is. And that's why it feels like such a drain on the guy, because it just feels like she always needs something from me. And he feels resentful because he can't give you those things. Those are things that only you can give yourself. And that's a lot of pressure to put on someone else. Men want to feel wanted and desired, not needed. He doesn't want to feel like your emotional well-being depends on him and how he responds to you. That's not his role. That's not his job. His job isn't to make you feel good about yourself. A relationship is a partnership. It's a team. It's you sharing a life together. It's not him constantly pumping you up because you don't feel good about yourself. An important thing to remember is that men move towards what feels good and away from what feels bad. If your relationship has developed this negative energy, this resentment, a tone that feels very cold or like expectations aren't being met, he's just kind of going to pull himself away from the relationship because it doesn't feel good to be around that. What feels good is a happy, positive, warm, loving vibe. And that really starts with you, because the woman really sets the emotional tone for a relationship. So it's really on you to get yourself to that good, happy, positive place. This does not mean you can never be upset with him about anything. This isn't about him here. If he does something wrong, yes, of course you're upset and you're going to be angry at him for whatever it is he did that hurt you. What I'm talking about here is you expecting him to fill you up with confidence and happiness and all these positive things that really only you can give yourself. It's really you having a void and outsourcing it to him and expecting him to fill it. So that's something that you could be unknowingly doing that's pushing him away and causing him to act distant. If it seems like he's getting increasingly annoyed and frustrated by you, then this could very well be what's going on. Remember, you cannot shove yourself down a guy's throat. This is not what will make a guy fall in love with you. This is not how to get the relationship that you want. The solution here is just like the one above. It is to back off and focus on yourself. Focus on getting to a good, happy place. This means you fill your time doing things that you really love. This means you do not fill your time stalking him, obsessing over him, worrying about your relationship. These are huge no-nos. You need to focus on getting yourself back to a place of strength and confidence. This won't only help fix your relationship, this will fix your life in general. What are you guys thinking about this video so far? If you're liking it or if you have any questions about anything I've said, please leave me a comment. I will answer everyone. Okay, let's move along to number 3. He is acting distant because he is unsure about the relationship. I know this one hurts. I know that you don't want to hear this. I know that this is the one that we don't want to be true, but unfortunately, sometimes it just isn't a match. And sometimes he sees it, sometimes you see it, sometimes you both see it. And that's the best case scenario, because then you can just part amicably and nobody gets seriously hurt. Sometimes it just isn't a match. And he might be coming to the realization that while he likes you and cares about you, he just doesn't see long-term potential here. And it could be for a number of reasons. It could be that he wants a woman with a different type of personality, or he wants someone who is more in alignment with him when it comes to certain values. Whatever it is, he just doesn't think that this is a match. And if this is the case, there is nothing you can do about it. You can't force someone to feel the way that you want them to feel. You can't force love out of someone. You can inspire it by being your best self, by being happy, by being confident, by just living your best life. You can certainly inspire it. But if you are doing this and he's still unsure about you and doesn't think that you're the one, then he's just not the right guy for you, because the right guy for you wants to be with you. So if this is the situation that you're in, you just need to gracefully let him let you go. I know it's hard, but this is actually a good thing, because it will free you up to meet the guy that you actually are supposed to be with. Because like I said, the guy that you're supposed to be with wants to be with you. He's not unsure about you. He's not going cold on you or feeling unsure about the relationship. It's pretty clear and it's pretty obvious when a guy wants to be with you. Don't make the mistake of chasing after him. Don't try to win him over. This is just a waste of time, and this will just drag things out, and it'll just pummel your self-esteem in the process, and you don't want that. And don't take it personally, because like I said, some people just aren't a match. The things that this guy doesn't like about you are going to be the things that another guy loves about you, loves the most about you. So it really isn't personal. It doesn't mean you're unworthy or unlovable or any of those horrible things. If you're liking this video so far, please give it a like. Please subscribe to this channel. Please ring the bell. Please leave a comment. And please share this with any of your friends who might benefit from it. No matter what, and I'm sure you've gathered this by now, the most important thing is to focus on your relationship with yourself. That sets the precedence for your romantic relationships. Focus on being happy within yourself and being confident and being positive and radiating a really, truly positive vibe. This is what will get you the love life you want, the relationship you want, and the life that you want. For more on this topic, check out the full article. The link is in the description box. And for more relationship advice, check out anewmode.com and more videos on this channel. And I will see you guys next time.